Hello and welcome back to the English Unlock Zone. I'm so glad you're here to join us on our mission to make mastering English both simple and enjoyable. Today, Finn and I are diving into something truly fundamental, yet often overlooked: the art of greetings and small talk. How to start and end conversations naturally.
It's so true, Nora. I mean, it sounds simple, right? Just say hello. But anyone who's ever found themselves in an awkward silence or trying to politely extricate themselves from a conversation that's run its course knows it's an absolute skill. It's not just about the words, it's about the feeling, the connection.
Absolutely. And it's one of those things that can really make or break your confidence when you're speaking English, especially if it's not your first language. We've all been there, standing in a group, wanting to join in but not knowing how, or stuck in a chat that feels like it's never going to end. So today, we're going to unlock some strategies and phrases to help you navigate these social waters like a pro.
Exactly. Let's start right at the beginning. The hello. Beyond hello and hi, what are some natural, authentic ways to greet people in English depending on the context?
Great question, Fim. Context is key. For casual situations, like bumping into a friend or a colleague in the hallway, you've got a whole range. How's it going is a classic, very friendly, or what's up is super informal, often used among younger people or close friends. You'll also hear, hey there.
Yeah, what's up can feel a bit daunting if you're not used to it because it doesn't always expect a literal answer, right? It's more of a rhetorical greeting. If someone says what's up, you can just say, not much, what's up with you? Or even just, hey, back.
Precisely. It's more of an opener than a question seeking information. Now, if you're in a more formal setting, like a business meeting or meeting someone for the first time in a professional capacity, you'd lean towards good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, followed by it's a pleasure to meet you, or pleased to meet you.
And always remember to smile and make eye contact, right? That nonverbal communication is universal and instantly puts people at ease. It's not just about the words, it's the whole package.
Absolutely. It conveys warmth and approachability. Once you've got the greeting out of the way, then comes the small talk. And this is where a lot of people feel a little bit stuck. How do you move beyond just hello?
Oh, the dreaded small talk. I think the biggest misconception is that small talk has to be profound or incredibly interesting. It doesn't. It's really just a way to warm up, to find common ground. Think of it as a bridge to a deeper conversation, or sometimes it's just the conversation itself, the weather, the event you're both at, even the journey there.
Exactly. A go-to for almost any situation is to comment on the shared environment or current situation. Lovely weather we're having, isn't it? Or if you're at a conference, this keynote speaker was really insightful, don't you think? You're creating an instant connection because you're both experiencing the same thing.
Or even something as simple as, wow, it's really busy in here today. Or, the coffee smells amazing. These aren't groundbreaking insights, but they're invitations for the other person to respond and engage.
And the key is to ask open-ended questions, not just yes-no ones. Instead of, are you enjoying the party? Which could just get a yes. Try, what do you think of the party so far? Or, what's been your favorite part of the event? That encourages a more detailed response.
That's a fantastic point, Nora. It opens up avenues for follow-up questions. If someone says, oh, I really like the live band, you can then ask, oh, really? What kind of music do you usually listen to? And suddenly, you're off. You're discovering shared interests.
Right. Another great technique is to offer a genuine compliment. I love your jacket, it's really stylish. Or, that was a brilliant presentation you gave earlier. Just make sure it's sincere, because people can tell when it's not.
Definitely. A genuine compliment is a wonderful icebreaker. It makes the other person feel good and more open to chatting. But don't overdo it, or it can sound insincere. One well-placed compliment is usually enough.
Exactly. Now, when it comes to keeping the conversation flowing, I always advise people to remember the Ford method. FORD. It stands for family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. Not that you need to go through it like a checklist, but it's a good mental guide for topics that are generally safe and interesting for most people.
Oh, I love that, Nora. Ford. It's a gentle framework. So instead of awkwardly searching for things to say, you can subtly steer towards these areas. For family, you might ask, do you have any exciting plans for the holidays? For occupation, what brings you to this industry? Or, what's a typical day like for you?
Yes, exactly. And for recreation, it's about hobbies, what they do for fun. Have you read any good books lately? Or are you into any sports? And dreams? This one can be a bit deeper, but it's about aspirations, future plans. Is there anything exciting you're looking forward to in the coming year?
I think the key there is subtly steer. You're not interrogating them, you're inviting them to share. And remember to share a little about yourself too. A conversation is a two-way street. Don't just ask questions. Offer a little piece of your own experience to keep it balanced.
That's crucial, Finn. If you're only asking questions, it can feel like an interview. You want to create a dialogue, not a monologue in disguise. Active listening is also paramount. Show that you're engaged by nodding, making eye contact, and using little verbal cues like, right, that's interesting.
And don't be afraid to bridge topics. If someone talks about their recent vacation, you can say, oh, that reminds me of my trip to Italy last year. Or, speaking of travel, have you ever been to?
It shows you're listening and connecting ideas. Perfect. Now let's talk about the other end of the conversation spectrum. How to gracefully exit a chat. This is often where people feel the most awkward, worried about being rude or abrupt.
Oh my goodness, yes. I've been trapped in conversations where I just didn't know how to escape without practically running away. The key, I've learned, is signaling your intent politely and clearly without over-apologizing.
Exactly. For a casual setting, you can use phrases that indicate you're about to move on. Well, I should probably get going. Or, I need to grab another drink, some food before it's all gone. Giving a reason, even a small one, helps.
A classic is, it's been great chatting with you, but I need to go mingle, find my friend hat out. You're complimenting the conversation while stating your intention. And then, follow it up with a, nice talking to you, or, take care.
Yes, those are great. You can also hint at future interaction. Let's catch up again soon, or, hope to see you around. This softens the exit and leaves the door open for another time, making it less final.
I think one of the biggest mistakes people make is to just trail off or suddenly disappear. That's definitely more awkward than a polite exit phrase. Better to be clear and concise.
Absolutely. Now for more formal or professional situations, the ending needs to be a bit more structured. You might briefly summarize what you've discussed. So to recap, we've covered X and Y, and I'll follow up on Z. This shows you value their time and the conversation's purpose.
And expressing gratitude is essential. Thank you so much for your time, or it was a pleasure meeting you and discussing this. If there are action items, state them clearly. I'll be in touch regarding that report next week. This sets clear expectations.
Right. And then a polite closing like, have a good day, I look forward to our next meeting, or safe travels. It's about being professional and respectful until the very end.
I think a common pitfall for many, myself included sometimes, is overthinking it. We get so caught up in finding the perfect thing to say that we say nothing at all, or we stumble. The truth is, most people are just happy you initiated contact or tried to be polite.
That's a really important insight, Finn. Authenticity trumps perfection every single time. It's better to make a small grammatical error while genuinely engaging than to be silent and perfect. People respond to warmth and effort.
And remember, practicing these phrases out loud, even to yourself, can help. Roleplay with a friend, or even just visualize conversations. The more you use them, the more natural they'll feel.
Absolutely. It's like any skill. It improves with practice. Don't be afraid to experiment. And pay attention to how native speakers use these phrases in different situations. You'll start to develop an ear for what sounds right.
One last tip, sometimes silence is okay for a moment. You don't have to fill every single second. A brief pause can actually make a conversation feel more natural, allowing both parties to think or simply relax. Just don't let it become too long or awkward.
That's very true, Finn. It's all about finding that balance. So, to recap, remember to match your greeting to the context, use open-ended questions and shared observations for small talk. Don't be afraid to share a little about yourself, and when it's time to go, use clear, polite exit phrases.
And remember, genuine interest and a warm smile go a very, very long way. Don't worry about being perfect. Focus on being present and authentic. You've got this.
Wonderful advice, Finn. Thank you so much for breaking down these essential skills with us today. To all our listeners, we hope this episode gives you the confidence to start and end your English conversations more naturally and enjoyably. Practice these tips and let us know how it goes.
Yes, share your experiences. We love hearing from you. Until next time, keep unlocking that English potential. Take care, everyone.
Bye for now.